you guys, and I'm at a red light and wanted to kind of do a quick video. You know, I was talking with a good friend. I've known him since the 90s, since college, and we were talking, and I said, I got a project I need to do, and I just really don't feel like doing it right now. I'll do it tomorrow. And he said, that doesn't sound like you. You know, the Tanya I know would just go ahead and get the project out of the way. And I was like, yeah, I'm just not feeling this project, but I know I gotta do it. And it just got me to thinking, there's always going to be things in our lives that we really don't want to do, that we don't like to do. But that doesn't mean we just keep putting it off, because the more you put it off, the less likely it is that you're going to do that project, or that you're even going to want to do it, because your feelings about that project are not going to change. Let's just be real here. Your feelings about that project, they ain't gonna change. Why? They're not gonna change because you feel how you feel about the project. Whether it's who you're doing the project for, or, you know, whatever, it is what it is. So my recommendation is just get the project out of the way. You know, just get it out of the way. Just do it. And nothing great ever came from procrastination, you know what I mean? And putting stuff off and putting stuff off and putting stuff off. Because the more you put stuff off, the worse it's going to be for you. Because your to-do list is just going to keep growing and growing and growing and growing. So stop putting off tomorrow what you can do today. You know, because your feelings about that project isn't going to change. Success doesn't come to people who just say, oh, I feel I complete my task because I feel like it. Your feelings don't have anything to do with doing what you got to do to get to where you want to go. It's called discipline. It's called prioritizing your life to accomplish the tasks and things that you need to get to where you want to go. Successful people don't always feel like doing certain things, but they do it anyway. You know, I'm not trying to be funny, but I don't always feel like reading. But reading is fundamental. I need to read to grow, to expand my mind, to be creative and innovative and come up with ideas. I need to read. It's fundamental. I need to read to know what's going on in the world. I need to read so I can understand my place in this world. Why? Because I need to understand what kind of thinking is out there in this world. I always feel like it. Sometimes I read stuff that I'm just like, oh, Lord, help me with this. That's how I was in grad school. But guess what? Some of the reading was chosen on purpose, to challenge our thinking. One book in grad school they chose it because they completely disagreed with the book. But it challenged our thinking. Whether you agree with the book or not, you don't always read stuff that you agree with. That's why you don't surround yourself around a bunch of yes people. You need to surround yourself with people who are going to challenge you and push you to the next level. Tracy Lynn said that yesterday. I've been saying that all the... Surround yourself around people that's going to push you to the next level, that's going to get behind your visions and dreams. And they don't need to understand it, but they support you. But at the same time, they'll challenge you and say, how does this, what you're doing right now, push you to what you told me you want to accomplish? So you need people like that in your life. If you don't have people like that in your life to check you, you're gonna be you 9 times out of 10 gonna reach your destination at the wrong time, if you reach it at all. I appreciate having friends in my life that said, that don't sound like you. What's going on? And I'm like, oh. I was honest, like, I'm just not feeling it. And then he asked me, he said, well, maybe you shouldn't be doing business with this person if you feel like this, just trying to get the project done. Oops. Something to think about, and I appreciated him for that. Do you have people in your life that challenge you to push towards what you want to do? Do you have people that's going to make you think? Are there projects that you work on your job that you just got to do, but you're doing it with people that you just don't like? Maybe, just maybe, you need to change your perspective on how you feel about that person. I taught this last month when I was in Jamaica. You know, reaching across the aisles to work with people intentionally that you don't like or that don't like you on purpose. Why? You got to bridge that gap. Otherwise, it's going to make work very hard and challenging. It's going to continue to be toxic. Reach across those aisles and work with those difficult people and gain new perspective about why they are the way they are, why they see things the way they see. And just maybe you'll realize that they've been fed a bunch of lies, or their perception of you is a full-on lie. But they lack the maturity to reach across the aisle to have conversation. Find opportunities to work with people who are different from you. That's how we grow. That's a huge lifelong project that we aren't going to necessarily feel like doing, but it's something that we need to do to grow and mature as people. So, you know, I just kind of want to give you guys that little something. I'm on my way to serve the community. You know, I want to encourage you, if you don't have a community service thing that you do regularly, please do it. Please do it, because your community needs you. Whether it's volunteering with youth or, you know, partnering with some shelter, whatever. Habitat for Humanities. Back in the day, I used to love doing Habitat for Humanities, building homes, just whatever, but do something. Now I'm passionate about people having food to eat, so I do food distribution twice a month. It's through my church, but I just love it because you get out there and you get to see people, but it also is humbling. And I can tell you that there's been times in my life where I've been that person in that line in need for that food, you know. So I understand, you know, the pain of not having food to eat or just depending on a pantry. You know what I mean? Life circumstances comes and it hits you and it smacks you in the face. It smacks you everywhere and it don't feel good. But, you know, those people need compassion, you know. Yeah, we deal with some folks that just, ooh, Jesus. But guess what? We still show them the love of Jesus in the midst of, you know, the foolishness and how they treat us and act in that line. So I just want to encourage you to find a community project. Like I said, whether it's working with youth, a men's organization to uplift and empower black men or white men or Hispanic men or just men in general. Find an organization or find something that you can do to give back to your community. You know, don't talk about be the change you want to see in the world and all that kind of foolishness and you're not in the community. That's a lifelong project. I don't always feel like coming to distribution, even though it's a passion of mine. I don't always feel like coming. Why? Because I'm tired. I had a beat down week. This week was beat down, busy. But guess what? I'm going. Why? Because there's a need to love on these people. And the more we love on these people, we've seen them change from being hard, harsh, mean-spirited people to people who are loving and kind, who in turn love on the people in line with them. And literally, you want to talk about loving hell out of people? We've seen it. When you talk about that butterfly effect or whatever, I've seen it firsthand. So I want to encourage you, get in the community. Every little bit helps. You matter and the community needs to see you. That's a lifelong project I want to challenge you to undertake. Undertake a community project. Get in the community and change people's lives for the better. And I'm telling you, it will do something for you. It will. Love and light.